6 isometric exercises that only 1% of people over 50 know. They build muscle while protecting joints. After turning 50, it's natural for your body to change the rules of the game. Those gym exercises you always did, like heavy leg press, barbell bench press, dumbbell overhead press, start to take a heavy toll. Shoulder pain that won't go away, knees that crack, inflamed elbows. This doesn't mean weakness. It's your joints crying for help. The cartilage wears down, synovial fluid decreases, and suddenly you're choosing between training or preserving what's left of your body. The way forward is isometric exercises. They build real strength, increase muscle mass, and protect your joints at the same time. That's why today you'll see the 6 most powerful ones, and another slightly more challenging bonus exercise that, if you can perform it, means you're doing very well for your age. Before we start, please tell us in the comments your name and the city where you're watching our content from. We'd love to know. Isometric exercise number 6, Superman. The Superman is one of the most underrated exercises for strengthening the entire posterior chain of the body without joint impact. It primarily works the spinal erectors, glutes, hamstrings, and the lower back region, creating a muscular armor that protects your spine. The great benefit is that you build strength and muscular endurance by maintaining a static position, which completely eliminates repetitive stress on the intervertebral discs. For those over 50, this means being able to strengthen the back without aggravating hernias, protrusions, or chronic lower back pain. Additionally, the Superman drastically improves your posture, fighting that excessive forward curvature that comes with aging. To execute correctly, lie on your stomach on a mat, fully extend your arms in front of your head and your legs behind you. At the same time, raise your arms, chest, and legs off the floor, keeping only your abdomen in contact with the ground. The secret is to keep your neck aligned with your spine, looking down and not forward, avoiding cervical hyperextension. Intensely contract your glutes and keep your knees extended throughout the contraction. The main errors to avoid are raising your neck too high by looking forward, bending your knees during execution, and forgetting to actively contract your glutes. Start by holding the position for 20 to 30 seconds. Perform 3 sets with 90 to 120 seconds of rest between them. As you gain strength, progress to 40 to 50 seconds of contraction. Contraindications include acute herniated discs in inflammatory phase, recent injuries in the lower back region, and severe untreated lumbar hyperlordosis. In these cases, consult a physical therapist before starting. Number 5, isometric push-up. The isometric push-up is a brilliant variation of the traditional exercise that completely removes the up and down movement, preserving elbows and shoulders while generating intense muscular tension. In the chest, anterior deltoids, triceps, and core. A study published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research showed that isometric contractions held for 30 seconds or more can generate strength increases comparable to dynamic exercises, especially in people over 50. The big difference is that you maintain tension without flexion and extension cycles that wear down the joints. This exercise intensely works the entire chest, all 3 heads of the anterior and lateral deltoid, the triceps, and strongly recruits the core stabilizing muscles. To execute correctly, position yourself as you would in a normal push-up, with hands aligned with shoulders and body forming a straight line from heels to head. Lower to the middle of the movement, when your elbows are bent at approximately 90 degrees, and simply hold that position. Keep your abdomen contracted, glutes activated, and don't let your hips drop or rise. Breathing should be continuous and controlled, never hold your breath. If the traditional position is too challenging initially, execute with knees supported on the floor, but maintain perfect trunk alignment. The main errors to avoid are letting your hips drop, creating excessive lumbar curvature, raising your hips too much, removing tension from the chest and arms, and positioning hands too far forward or too far back from the shoulder line. Start with 20 to 30 seconds of contraction. Execute 3 sets with 120 to 150 seconds of rest. When you can hold 45 seconds with good form, advance to the traditional position if you were on your knees. Contraindications include acute rotator cuff injuries, elbow tendinitis, severe shoulder instability, and acute carpal tunnel syndrome. Number 4, dead hang. The dead hang is simply hanging from a pull-up bar and holding the position, but don't be fooled by the apparent simplicity. This exercise intensely works all the back musculature, especially the latissimus dorsi, trapezius, rhomboids, in addition to tremendously strengthening grip, forearms, and hand muscles. For those over 50, the dead hang offers an incomparable benefit: spinal decompression. When hanging, gravity gently tractions the spine, increasing the space between vertebrae and relieving pressure on intervertebral discs. This can significantly reduce back pain caused by compression. Additionally, the dead hang improves shoulder mobility, something that naturally deteriorates with aging. To execute correctly, grip a pull-up bar with both hands in a grip slightly wider than shoulders, with palms facing forward. Let your body hang completely relaxed, but keep your shoulders slightly active, not allowing them to rise completely to your ears. Arms should be fully extended, and you should feel a gentle stretch throughout the posterior chain. Keep feet together or crossed, and avoid swinging your body. A valuable tip is to focus on breathing deeply during the hold. This helps you relax and maintain the position longer. The main errors to avoid are letting shoulders be completely loose and elevated too high, swinging the body using momentum, and holding your breath. Start with 15 to 20 seconds of hold. Perform 3 to 4 sets with 90 to 120 seconds of rest. As your grip strength improves, progress to 40 to 60 seconds. Contraindications include recent rotator cuff injuries, previous shoulder dislocation not properly treated, severe arthritis in hands or wrists, and cervical disc hernias with nerve compression. If you have these conditions, consult a doctor first. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Having constant access to science-based information is what will make you progress with long-term health in the world of weight training. Number 3. Horse stance. The horse stance comes from Oriental martial arts and is one of the most brutal isometric exercises for lower limbs. It intensely works the quadriceps, glutes, adductors, and all the core stabilizing musculature. A study with Kung Fu practitioners showed that training the horse stance for just 8 weeks increased isometric strength of lower limbs by up to 34%, in addition to significantly improving balance and proprioception. For people over 50, this exercise is a valuable tool because it strengthens the muscles that prevent falls, the main cause of serious fractures in older adults. Additionally, by strengthening the quadriceps isometrically, you reduce the pressure on knees that would occur in traditional squats with movement. To execute correctly, stand with feet apart at a distance greater than shoulder width, with toes pointing slightly outward. Lower your hips, as if sitting in an invisible chair, until your thighs are parallel to the floor, forming a 90-degree angle at the knees. Keep your trunk erect, chest open, and arms extended forward at shoulder height to help with balance. Weight should be evenly distributed on the feet, with emphasis on the heels. Your knees should be aligned with the tips of your toes, never going beyond this line. Actively contract your glutes and keep your core completely activated. The main errors to avoid are letting knees go too far beyond the toe line, leaning the trunk excessively forward, lifting heels off the floor, and relaxing abdominal musculature. Start by holding the position for 20 to 30 seconds. Do 3 sets with 120 to 180 seconds of rest. When you can hold 50 to 60 seconds with good form, you will have developed exceptional leg strength. Contraindications include acute knee injuries, advanced osteoarthritis in knees or hips, serious uncontrolled blood pressure problems, and meniscus injuries. In these cases, avoid or seek specialized medical guidance. Number 2. Isometric calf raise. The isometric calf raise is a simple but extremely effective exercise for strengthening the calf muscles, mainly the gastrocnemius and soleus. What makes this exercise particularly valuable is the fact that the calf is considered the second heart of the body. It helps pump venous blood back to the heart against the force of gravity, especially important after 50, when circulation tends to slow down. Strengthening the calves improves venous return, reduces leg swelling, and decreases the risk of thrombosis. Additionally, strong calves are fundamental for body balance, helping to prevent falls that can be devastating at this age. The calf musculature is predominantly composed of slow twitch fibers, which means it responds very well to prolonged isometric contractions. To execute correctly, stand near a wall or bar to lightly support your hands and maintain balance. Rise on your toes as high as you can, intensely contracting all the calf musculature. Keep knees completely extended and body aligned, avoiding leaning forward or backward. To increase effectiveness, execute on a step. leaving heels free to achieve greater range of motion and muscle activation. You can vary foot position between parallel, slightly open, or closed to target all portions of the muscle. The main errors to avoid are bending knees during contraction, not rising completely to the tips of your toes, swinging the body using momentum, and not maintaining maximum contraction throughout the entire time. Start by holding the elevated position for 30 to 40 seconds. Execute 3 to 4 sets with 90 seconds of rest between them. When you can easily hold 60 seconds, progress to execution with only one leg at a time. Contraindications include acute plantar fasciitis, Achilles tendonitis, recent fractures in ankle or foot, and severe ankle osteoarthritis. If you have these conditions, avoid the exercise until you receive medical clearance. Number 1. Isometric glute bridge. The isometric glute bridge is an extraordinary exercise for strengthening the gluteus maximus, the largest muscle in the human body. This is a fact that 99% of people don't know. Having this muscle well developed brings benefits that go far beyond aesthetics. The gluteus maximus is fundamental for pelvic stabilization, prevention of lower back pain, and maintenance of proper posture. Additionally, being the largest muscle in the body, when well developed, it generates a significant EPIC effect, which means you continue burning calories for hours after training. Many men neglect specific glute training, damaging not only aesthetics, but also strength, athletic performance, and spinal health. The isometric bridge intensely works the gluteus maximus, hamstring muscles, and lower back spinal erectors. To execute correctly, lie on your back on the floor with knees bent and feet planted close to your glutes, hip width apart. Push your heels against the floor and raise your hips until your body forms a straight line from knees to shoulders. At the top of the movement, contract your glutes with maximum force, as if you were trying to hold a coin between them. Keep your abdomen contracted to protect the lower back region and don't hyperextend your spine. Shoulders and upper back should remain supported on the floor. A valuable tip is to push your knees slightly outward during contraction. This activates the glutes even more. The main errors to avoid are hyperextending the lower back by arching your back too much, not effectively contracting the glutes, leaving the work to the lower back, letting your hips drop during the hold, and lifting heels off the floor. Start by holding the position for 30 to 40 seconds. Perform 3 sets with 90 to 120 seconds of rest. When you can easily hold 60 seconds, progress to execution with only one leg, keeping the other extended in the air. Contraindications include acute injuries in the lower back region, lumbar disc hernias in inflammatory phase, hamstring tendon injuries, and severe hip pain. If you have any of these conditions, avoid the exercise or seek guidance from a physical therapist before starting. Bonus exercise: plank with leg raise. If you do these 6 exercises consistently, you'll already see a huge change in your body and your daily life. But here's one more exercise to further complete your development. This is a bonus exercise precisely because it's a bit more challenging than the previous ones. If you can execute it well, it means you're doing very well for your age. The plank with leg raise combines the intense core work of the traditional plank with the additional stabilization challenge of raising one leg. This exercise works deeply all the abdominal musculature, especially the rectus, abdominis, and obliques, in addition to the spinal erectors, glutes, and deltoids. The great benefit is that it requires extreme trunk stabilization, which strengthens all the stabilizing muscles of the spine. For people over 50, having a strong core is essential to prevent falls, improve balance, and protect the spine during daily activities. To execute correctly, position yourself in high plank with arms extended, hands aligned with shoulders and body, forming a straight line from head to feet. Keep your abdomen fully contracted and glutes activated. From this position, slowly raise one leg to hip height, keeping it completely extended. Hold this position, avoiding rotating your hips or tilting your body to the side. The key is to keep your hips perfectly level, as if you had a glass of water balanced on your back. Alternate legs between sets, or keep each leg elevated for the determined time. The main errors to avoid are rotating your hips to the side when raising your leg, letting your hips drop or rise, losing neutral alignment, raising your leg too high above hip line, and relaxing your abdomen during execution. Start by keeping each leg elevated for 15 to 20 seconds. Alternate between legs. Execute 2 to 3 sets on each side with 120 to 150 seconds of rest. When you can hold 40 seconds on each side with perfect stability, you will have achieved an excellent level of strength and body control. Contraindications include acute shoulder or wrist injuries, severe carpal tunnel syndrome, severe core instability, abdominal hernias, and acute lower back pain. If you have any of these conditions, avoid the exercise or adapt to the version with knees supported. If you liked this and want to also discover 11 silent mistakes that most people who train make and that end up throwing almost all effort in the trash, we left a video appearing right now on the screen showing each one of them better. Don't miss it. Thank you for watching until here, and may God bless you, my friend.